Somewhere beyond the recesses of time and space, two podcasters are set adrift in a machine, picking up transmissions of movies that are forgotten but not gone.
Oh man, Ooh, that's one of my favorite noises. It's not a bottle of wine.
No, it's not.
Like in the movie today.
I mean that
it's not thunking quite enough.
It's so hard when someone's watching, isn't it?
Hold on, I can feel it. It's good this time.
There you go. That's the one.
You might have to boost it a little bit, but it's there. It's just nuance.
I'll pump it up.
Yeah, I'm pouring myself a little something after this movie.
I listen, I think that's great. And what I appreciate is that unlike the characters in this movie, you are doing it after we've done the thing instead of like that. Like these are super spies flying to a mission where they're going to have to be running around and punching and kicking and everything, and they're like drinking a bottle of red wine together. Like that is not a high performance beverage. If I drink a bottle of wine, I have a hard time just sitting in front of my computer the next day, much less like punching people in the balls.
It depends on what performance you're talking about. I mean, if you are talking about getting real in depth about a New Yorker article you've read recently, then I'd say it's a performance-enhancing drug.
Look, if Orson Fortune just took it the next level and was reading the shouts and murmurs and chatting about it with his friends, then I would have something I could really latch on to. Hey, bruv, you see this new Ian Fraser article? It was good for a chuckle.
Man, this movie, this is like Guy Ritchie's Adam Sandler movie.
Yeah.
Like, he just wanted to hang out with his friends, grill, and drink wine.
Yeah, the fact that that we see him in the production featurette grilling a steak on the same luxury barbecue that Hugh Grant's character was grilling a steak on. It's like, did he write this entire location in just so he could use the fancy barbecue?
I think they built that barbecue. They had to have. And what's weird to me is like, these spy movies, one of the big tropes is the gadgets, right? The technology. I mean, we get kind of boilerplate bullshit laptop technology, with half the characters in this movie. There's no like laser watch or, super spy specs.
The most
we get a really fancy grill.
A really interesting, fancy grill, and then the other gadget is a map being held in front of a fist. That's the that's the greatest tech innovation.
Oh my god, the map fist punch. That is the Ruse de Guerre.
Yeah,
that is the only war trick I've seen in the movie.
I mean, honestly, that makes me reevaluate the movie better. If like the brilliance of the movie, the entire theme is encapsulated in a way that Jason Statham hurts someone.
Oh my god.
I feel like this was my review on Letterboxd, is just Instagram grind set post ass movie. It's really This is really just, they are all on their grind set and they are living their best lives as a result.
I wrote a very similar note, but I saw your Letterboxd review and didn't know what grind set was. So I'm not as keyed into the culture, but this is definitely, I think I said it in the main episode, this is, the poster for this is on the vision board for Crypto Bros.
Yeah, exactly. The script for this was a vision board by a crypto bro. Honestly, it was just like, what is, what's the template that Hugh Grant referred to for this scene? Oh, okay. Well, there's a picture of a mansion with a nice barbecue in it. Okay, well, let's come up with a scene that can take place. In those surroundings.
I see it completely opposite, where it's like they have $50 million budget. Okay, putting that grill together, maybe $15,000. I mean, it's a damn good built-in grill. I could see Guy Ritchie going, we're going to build a whole scene around this. I'm going to justify this cost. It's going to be one of the marks of eccentricities.
There you go. That's that good $78,000 wine you're drinking.
Yeah. No, this is awry. And so has this movie gone awry. Anyway, I see Guy Ritchie going, I love grilling for everyone. We're going to build this, and I'm going to actually use it to make steaks for the entire cast and crew. He makes an entire steak over the course of that featurette. He's like, I'll do this interview with you for this stupid DVD feature, but I'm going to do it while you watch me make and eat a steak.
I got the that featurette of him grilling the steak where they have so little to talk about in this, like, 20-minute long featurette. Like, everyone, all the people making the movie are just struggling to think of anything to say about it. And just to pad it out to get to 20 minutes of talking about the making of this movie, there are so many bits. Like, there's a little bit of him grilling and talking like, yeah, well, in this scene we did this, in this scene we did that, and most of it's like, yeah, I think it needs a few more minutes on there. I like to kind of, give it a little bit on the edges too. And then he's like cutting it with a really big cleaver. It's like, oh, this weight is actually good. It helps me to cut it.
I think doesn't the feature end with him taking a bite of it and going, well, that's a good bite of steak?
Nah. I think so. Best of all, it's not even like he's grilling it for the documentary crew. He's grilling it for himself. I also love they've got him walking around the ancient Greek ruin where they shoot one of the action scenes, and they're intercutting between him walking around and talking about kind of, this is 2,000 years old and the drainage system still works and it's so beautiful, and in another life I could have been an archaeologist, and it's intercut with shots of them running around and shooting and blowing off explosives in this area. And I'm just thinking, like, if they damaged this ancient Greek ruin to make Operation Fortune Ruse de Guerre,
Ruse de Guerre.
Look, I think it was cool that Guy Ritchie let the Swedish chef name the protagonist in this movie. Orson Fortune Ruse de Guerre.
Okay, I don't know if you noticed this. There wasn't a place to mention this in the main episode, but we talked a little bit about there potentially being a time crunch for filming, that possibly there were limited resources with COVID. You mentioned the grind set, kind of grind set mindset.
Yeah.
In this, fashion is such a big part of this movie.
Yeah.
In the post-credits sequence, or the mid-credit sequence, I don't know what the fuck they're called these days.
Yeah.
Where we actually get to see Josh Hartnett taking everything he learned from Hugh Grant and putting it into a character. It starts with a shot of his ass, and then he sits into frame and goes through that whole Saddam Hussein, Gaddafi grossness.
Yeah, that awesome, great monologue we loved so much the first time.
He's wearing these, like, sleek white pants. Really the height of fashion. But, and I mean butt on more than one level, because on his butt, when it starts on his butt, there is on the seam going down the crack of his pants a hole right in the center of them, like someone ripped the tag off and it pulled the seam apart. And it was such a glaring, like, how could you let that slide by you in a movie where you give so much shits about fashion?
I mean, I think the best thing I can say is that they just didn't give a shit because it's a movie within a movie at this point. It's the movie that they're making about this thing that they just did, and it's them saying, yeah, their movie looks way worse than ours. Our threads were fly as hell, but they ripped up their pants pulling the tags off of everything.
I don't buy it. I mean, so then the whole gag is like, he's doing the whole thing where Hugh Grant counts to 3 and all the satellites blow up behind him, and Josh Hartnett counts to 3 and there's this little tiny firework thing. It's like, they would do that with CGI on the level of movie you're talking about, and because it's a little firework, he gets all pissed off. He's like, where's the VX guys? VFX guys. Yeah. And he walks off set in a huff. Like, he should be getting more upset about the hole in his pants than he is about the little firework that went off that's going to be done with CGI anyway.
Yes, that's true. The fake actor in the bad movie, who also seems to be a bad director, is not doing a good job. I feel like the sequel that we talked a little bit about a sequel in the main episode. I think the sequel I really want to see to this is all of these characters. It's a movie about the IRS employees who are like, filing subpoenas and getting receipts and everything on how these people are spending, and just then filing garnishing their wages and filing tax liens. And then it's like Jason Statham pulling up to his Armani condo in his Louis Vuitton car or whatever, and opening his Rolex mailbox and finding a gigantic, he has to fork over $250 million or something to the IRS. I want the next movie to just be wealth taxes on these very rich protagonists of this movie.
What I want is I want the sequel to follow Hugh Grant in his Hollywood exploits. And just like that documentary from a couple years ago, maybe a decade ago at this point, about the warlord who is asked to recreate his crimes in an action sequence.
Yeah, the act of killing, yeah.
the act of killing, yeah.
Yes.
He slowly comes to realize the horrors he unleashed upon the world by enacting them himself. I want to see that through Hugh Grant in the sequel.
Or we could find a middle ground. They make a documentary about him and the awesome barbecue at his house, and they call it The Act of Grilling.
Oh my god.
No, that's vetoed. Okay, so you said that you vaguely remember the trailer for this movie, or you don't remember it at all?
I remember seeing the trailer. I can tell you one shot that I remember.
Okay.
I can only guess at the others. But
okay, and you can't guess the shot that you remember for your guesses.
Okay, that won't count towards my points. But the shot I remember is Jason Statham, Josh Hartnett, and Aubrey Plaza walking in slow motion down the dock as they get onto the island. No, it must be entering.
Going to the boat, going to Hugh Grant's boat.
But the boat happens at nighttime, and they're walking during the daytime.
But it takes. I guess they're on the launch out to the yacht for a very long time. Yeah, exactly. Josh Hartnett freaks out and has to run back 6 or 7 times. They have to keep, reassuring him.
So that's really all I remember of the movie. Or of the trailer. I think for this particular trailer game that we're about to play, we can pick certain moments, but I think that it's also going to be fun just to kind of build what this is, because spy movie trailers are almost all identical.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, because also this is just going to be putting window dressing on something that we know has no there anyway. So it'll be interesting to see just which out of context bits they're pulling to try and make it look like there was actually a movie in this movie.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to call this now, since this is our first trailer game. I don't want to make this a competition between you and me for points.
Okay.
Let's work together to see how many points we can get.
Okay, yeah, I like that. Much like how Orson Fortune and JJ worked together to kill all those guys, we are going to work together to score as many points as we can by guessing trailer elements.
Okay, so clearly this is a spy team, right?
Yeah.
So we gotta introduce all of the characters in this trailer.
Sure.
Right? I'm gonna call out that Elwes and Cary Elwes and Eddie Marsan talking when they're going through the dossiers at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
That's gonna be the foundation for how we're introduced to the team.
Okay.
What are we choosing from each character to introduce? What clip are we using of them to introduce each of them?
Yeah. Let's see. I mean, look, we're gonna see Jason Statham punching a guy for his introduction.
Yeah.
Wait, actually, no. We're gonna see Jason Statham. I think we're at some point going to see, when they mention Aubrey Plaza, I think we're going to get the bit of her talking about the John that you pee on.
I agree, but I'm gonna add to that they're gonna also include the slow motion shot of her shooting out the window in the Mustang.
I was gonna say the same thing. It's gonna be
a John
that you pee on, and then it's going to probably then cut to her in slow motion doing the spin in the car, shooting out the window. But with the gun, that there's this whole thing where it's like, oh, you've got the exact car that I drove in that movie. Oh, and it's even got my prop gun that shoots blanks in the glove box. And the billionaire is like, oh, it doesn't shoot blanks anymore, Gov. And it's like, what? Why would you get a real gun to put in the car? Why?
Because he's an arms dealer.
Okay, you know what? Actually, that makes a lot more sense than him being into barbecuing, that he would put the real version of the gun from the movie in the car that he likes. I withdraw my question, Your Honor.
Okay, very good. I feel like you're going to get Eddie Marsan talking about how difficult Jason Statham is. So he's the best there is, which is you're going to see the fighting, the punching.
Yeah.
But what are you going to show for his personality? I love the thought experiment in this movie. I think let's just dub it. It's not my I'm not claiming this, but the Qui-Gon Jinn experiment of describe Jason Statham's character in this movie without using the words Jason Statham.
Yes. Punchy, I think.
Yes.
Taciturn
in more ways than
and
one.
Punchy. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I'm just trying to come up with what they would possibly show of him to give you a sense of character. Like probably the thing that he's doing, maybe it's him throwing the guy off the ledge. But in terms of the personality bit,
yeah, he's got to say something. It's Jason Statham. He's like the star of the movie.
Yeah, but like there's like you look at the memorable quotes on IMDb. There's really nothing for it. There's a bunch of quotes from Hugh Grant, but I think really none from his character.
Okay, all right. So we're just gonna say him punching. Is it gonna be the chef punching, or is it gonna be the rooftop punching?
The chef punching. What's the chef?
The guy, the when he puts him on the jet ski at the end, like that guy was pretending to be a chef.
Okay. I was worried. Had I forgotten that there was a big cooking subplot in this movie? I mean, I guess there is barbecuing.
Do not be ashamed for forgetting anything in this movie.
No. I don't know. I think it's gonna be. Yeah, actually, we're probably gonna see him. We're gonna see him fighting the guy, the chef. Yeah, it's probably the chef.
Yeah.
Fighting.
Okay.
So.
Josh Hartnett, easy one. It's gonna be him getting angry on set and shooting his gun in the air.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Hartnett shooting gun. And, okay, and JJ. What is JJ
headshotting.
doing? Headshot, okay, yeah.
Hold on. Actually, he's got a great trailer line for introducing his character. When Cary Elwes says he does everything, we could see him doing the headshots, and the one line we get from him is him saying, "And I'm good with dogs."
Oh, okay, yeah. JJ sniping, and I'm good with dogs. All right, okay. I think that's. Yeah, I think we're okay. I'm just trying to think if there's any line from Statham that would be.
Yeah, that I don't know. I do. There is a line that I know will be in here, which is Josh Hartnett and Hugh Grant in the elevator as they're going up to see the Silicon Bros, where Hugh Grant says, "Are you nervous? Lose the sunglasses."
Yeah. Why? Just like that's.
You need some sort of banter between. You've introduced the concept of the actor entering into the bad guys' world. I think that's maybe the only example of the two of them really having that kind of actor-villain banter.
Okay. Lose the sunglasses. I also feel like if we're going to get more Hugh Grant, there's got to be something about. He has this line that was listed on IMDb. This is my cue to say money doesn't make you happier. I tell you what, Danny, it fucking does. Like, there's got to be some version of that.
100% that one will be in there.
All right, that's going to be. I think that's a good set of things to keep track of to watch out for along the way. I'm trying to unless there's any other.
I'll just throw in, it's a globe-trotting movie. It's not really. It mostly takes place in hotel rooms and
and in front of green
screens.
Yeah, they shot this on a soundstage in England.
It wants us to think it is, so I'm gonna say it starts in, or maybe it doesn't even start, but it will have a couple shots of different exotic locations through drone shots.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's so. I mean, like, we're not even gonna like. That's
okay.
That's pretty broad. That's pretty broad.
Okay.
I've got to think. There's got to be a Jason Statham line. Hang on. IMDb Ruse de Guerre.
Oh, I know. I got one.
Yeah.
I think there would be a montage of action sequences or snippets of action sequences to make it look more exciting than it is. So the Mustang chase with all the bullets hitting the back while Josh Hartnett's driving, and the helicopter bazooka.
Okay, helicopter bazooka. Oh, you know what? It's the helicopter bazooka, and is it Jason Statham's line about how he gets it wrong? No, yeah. It would have been funny if the movie had gone with, like, there's a couple different times where Orson Fortune just flat out fucks up a simple thing. Like, he mistakes the front of the house for the back. He fires a rocket in the wrong direction because he doesn't really know how to fly the helicopter. Like, why not run more with that? What if Orson Fortune sucked at his job?
Well, he played that in Spy, basically, but
do it again.
I don't. This is a Jason Statham line. I don't think it'll be part of his introduction, but I do think the whole front of the house, back of the house bit will be in the trailer.
Okay, I'll just put something Statham front back line. I mean, let's just see. Like anything in that segment of him explaining he's confused about the front of the back of the house, that's gonna count.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So
anything else before we watch this trailer?
No. I say we put on the trailer and we see how many of these we nailed. 3, 2, 1, play. Okay, so breaking in.
All the video. God, I didn't even talk about the video game launch.
Yeah, just the Call of Duty shit. Suffering.
You need to stay within 50 meters of. Anyway. Oh, here we are.
I said the front.
Front of the house, back of the house.
Front, back, right,
Boom.
wrong.
I wouldn't have led the introduction to the team with that.
I would not have guessed they were going to promote the movie on that at all.
A lot of very serious faces up here, aren't there? You can't catch this fish with conventional
God,
lures.
just wasting a reveal that Hugh Grant is in this movie by introducing him on a computer.
Yeah.
It's just the biggest waste.
Favorite movie star. And how do we
All the selfie stuff, that would have been
Ruse de Guerre. Very good. Carry on.
Title.
The world needs.
They had to explain why it was. We should have, of course, said Ruse de Guerre was going to be in it.
There's a sensitive and awkward situation between you and your sister-in-law.
I actually love my sister-in-law.
This makes it look like it's Get Shorty.
When marimba rhythms start to play.
No need to be nervous.
No reason to be nervous. They're all the killers.
Ugh.
You're an actor. Act.
Would someone pinch me, please? Is that Danny Francesco? What's next for you?
I'm playing a mysterious self-made billionaire.
Okay.
You just described me.
Yeah.
Shadow me. Do whatever I do. Whatever I do. Whoever Greg was buying from was amongst you last night. I can get inside of them.
Am I seeing stuff that wasn't in the movie?
Dinner first.
No, this is just
Inside of them.
very effective. This looks like a much better movie.
What happened? You recognize your
I hated that shot of him just standing in front of an open doorway. It was the sky, nothing but a blue sky behind him. It was just
Yeah,
the most boring
breathtaking
shot in the world.
location.
Danny Francesco.
You stop Brent Simmons!
All right,
Let me worry
I
about
was
that.
way off the mark with this. I am shocked.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do with that?
Well, here comes the Mustang part. Okay.
So you weren't seen by him?
Yeah. Oh,
Yes.
Okay. Well,
she's gonna. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Aubrey
it's not
Plaza
her
shooting.
introduction. Do we lose points for
Yes.
that?
No, we're losing a lot of points.
I am shocked at how off the mark I am on the marketing on this one.
Wow.
It kind of looks like it's directed by Baz Luhrmann.
Honestly, it does. Yeah. Moulin de Guerre. So we got out of let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 different guesses at things that were going to be in there. We got basically 2 half points, aka 1 point total. We got Aubrey Plaza shooting out of the car in slow motion, and the front of the house, back of the house line.
And the Mustang part was in there.
Okay, yeah, I guess the Mustang.
The Mustang
okay.
chase. That's a half
Okay.
a point.
All right, fine. Yeah, okay, that's half a point for that. So okay, we got 1.5 points out of 8 potential. That trailer is way better than the movie. That's a really good trailer.
I should have just stayed with the trailer. So you see why I was like, I'd eat a pizza while watching that.
Because it sets up a much better movie than what we got. It sets up a movie where they have to make a like rich celebrity hang out with a psychotic arms dealer.
Yeah. Maybe the movie we watch is just like organ harvesting for trailers.
Wait, okay. Explain that for me. Like they're just
like, you know what? We can sell, if we keep a movie $50 million or under, we can 100% make our profit back by cutting together a good trailer. That's all we need.
Okay.
So let's just make a movie of trailer moments.
You know what? Not a bad idea. So it's basically a $50 million trailer, and then what you get when you go to the theater and buy a ticket, it's just like you waking up in a bathtub full of ice and like call 911. Your kidney was taken is written in lipstick on the mirror, and
it's not really. I mean, you get that many stars in it with a basic concept that you can sell. The idea of doing a $50 million trailer isn't that bad without the like complications of COVID and the Ukrainian aspect that delayed it and put it on streaming instead of theaters.
Yeah, were it not for the global pandemic and the first land war in Europe in 70 years, this really would have just worked out fine.
I mean, I think it probably would have made its money back.
I mean, 20 million people watched this trailer. If they'd run ads on the trailer, they probably could have made something off that too.
Maybe, yeah. They probably are still getting some cash back on that.
I mean, well, we rented the damn thing.
I got mine from the library, sir.
Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, I rented the thing. They're losing money already. They shouldn't have sent it to the libraries. I think that's it though. It's just let's work backwards from a trailer and then just kind of the burnt ends or the rest of the movie. They fooled us. It's a real ruse de cine, I guess. Ruse de sin? Scene?
It's a sin for sure.
Scene City.
I know. I'm putting all of this together. Everything we've talked about. You've got Guy Ritchie, who likes wine, grilling, and chess. He's given $50 million. Go make a movie with your best buds. And plop out a trailer that's going to get people in the seats.
Yeah.
Like, who would say no to that?
No. I mean, no, it's... I can't possibly fault him for... for, if somebody handed us $50 million and told us to go make a movie and didn't, and we didn't have a whole lot of runway to do it, I mean, what would wind up happening would probably be something a little bit disjointed and weird, where all of the characters are inexplicably really into Mystery Science Theater 3000. There's the tech whiz is like really, really good at editing podcasts in Audacity or something like that.
That's really specific.
They have to watch a Giallo movie at some point to find clues hidden inside it.
Dear God.
There's a cat. It's basically Argyle for nerds.
All right, well, I guess there's only one thing left to do, and that's to see where the machine is sending us next.
Yeah, let's just see here. Well, it's showing me we're heading to April 26th, 2002.
Oh, is that predicting it, or is that telling us that we're going to go back to that time?
Oh, man. Well, I'm sure this is going to spur some really lively theological debate on our next episode. Maybe we'll actually find the true meaning of life in that one.
What is it that is going to give your life meaning between now and next week?
It's the little things. It's the way that the air purifiers switch on in the movie machine between between night and day. It's the food pellets that we get served each morning when we wake up. Those are the things that really make life worth living.
Oh, boy. All right, well, for Truman Caps, I've been Landen Solano.
And for Landen Solano, I've been Truman Caps. See you next week.
Movie Memory Machine is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. Join our Patreon at patreon.com/gruntworkpodcast to keep the machine running. Theme song by Porky's Groove Machine. Rate us on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. For more information on today's show, visit MovieMemoryMachine.com.